him. But both of these guys were extremely impressive last night. The thing that I found most impressive about Jalen Green, he attempted 11 free throws, Skip. And he got range. He got bounce. He's athletic. And I understand that him saying I should have been a #1 pick. But Cade Cunningham showed me some things, Skip. The way he was shooting the three, and he's a heck of a on-ball defender because he was just swiping it. So I was impressed with both of the guys. But to answer Jenny's question, I'm going to give the edge to Green because, man, I think Houston got something. Houston, I mean, they were forced because I'm not so sure, Skip, if Cade Cunningham was there, they wouldn't have taken him, but maybe their hands were tied, kind of like Chicago, Skip. Chicago's hands were tied because Olajuwon and Bowie were gone. So basically you got Charles Barkley and you got Michael Jordan. So it was like, okay, Rod Thorne says, okay, I'll take the kid from North Carolina. Well, you kind of hands tied. You got Jalen Green, but I don't think the Rockets are going to be disappointed that he landed in their laps. Skip, he looks. I understand that it's summer league, and I understand it's early, but he looks like he's the real deal. The way he can put the ball in the basket, the athleticism that he displayed, and the aggressiveness. Skip, we don't normally see rookies get to the free throw line 11 times. So I'm going to give the edge to Jalen Green, but I thought both guys were impressive. Both guys played about the same amount of minutes. Green was plus 17, plus or minus 6 of 11. That's extremely efficient, Skip. 3 of 5 from 3, 10 for 11 from the free throw line. I mean, hey, check. He did have 4 turnovers, but hey, if you're going to give me those kind of numbers, 25, 5, and 3, okay, I'm good with it, bro.
I got you. We did a topic at the end of Monday's show on the fly in like 30 seconds. And I told you, I just have a sneaking suspicion that Jalen Green is going to prove to this league he should have gone #1. And that's to take nothing away from Cade Cunningham, because clearly Cade is the better all-around basketball player. He's more of a floor general. He can do it all. He can literally do it all. But I watched Cade Cunningham a whole lot at Oklahoma State last year, a whole lot. I watched both of his NCAA games against Liberty and Oregon State. Won the first one, lost the second one. He really struggled in those 2 playoff caliber, playoff games. I'm not completely sold on him as the #1 overall, as an explosive athlete. Once you get against bigger, more athletic defenders, he may have a little harder time because he doesn't have supreme quickness. This other kid, Jalen Green, he is Schroeder quick, because the one thing you can't take away from Dennis Schroeder, he is lightning quick, right? So is Jalen Green at 6 feet 6 inches tall. He plays so fast that sometimes he plays too fast. And at the first of the game, he said at his halftime interview, I was just playing a little too fast. He was a little too amped up. But he is so lightning quick coming off picks, and he gets his shot up so quick. You know who his athleticism reminds you of, Skip? He reminds you of a young, skinny Tracy McGrady. I'm not saying he's going to be Tracy McGrady, because before Tracy McGrady had those knee issues, T-Mac was like that. But this kid, he has that kind of athleticism. You just can't defend it. Because he goes up so quick and shoots it so high. And he's sweet, man. He's got sweet touch range. And to your point, when you only get 11 shots up, remember, he's playing without a point guard right now. Let's let him get with the Rockets. Let's see what happens if you can run some plays for him and get him more shots. He takes 11 shots and scored 25, and Cade takes 18 shots and scores 20. Well, I'm going to give a slight advantage to Jalen, even though Cade, especially in the first half when they were matched up one-on-one, Cade got him 2 or 3 times, and he got him on a fast break where he just powered right through him and then dumped it off. So, again, I'm taking nothing away from Cade, but listen, Jalen Green made the decision to go straight from high school to that G League team, and I think it benefited him because he looked like he was a little more advanced maybe than Cade was at the summer league level, because he's been playing with pros. You're exactly right, Skip. I was very impressed. Well, I mean, it's not to say I wasn't impressed with Cade Cunningham, but you can see why he went #1, because he's the more complete, Skip. The way he can play defense. His 3-point range, Skip, and I know he shot 40%, but it looked smooth last night. It looked effortless last night. He shot 40% from the college. Yes, from the college. And so we know that's a little closer, but I didn't expect him. I mean, he coming down between his legs, step back, behind the 3. I'm like, okay. You got that in your bag, bro? No, he's got it in his bag. Jalen Green has a whole lot of stuff in his bag. Enough stuff that I would predict at some point down the road he can lead this league in scoring.
Yeah.
And especially if the Rockets aren't very good and they feature him, he may...
Well, with him and Christian Wood, that should be a nice little combo.
I agree. And listen, I hope I can pronounce his name right. I think it's Shingun, the kid from Turkey that was playing for Houston last night, it was their second first-round pick. He's 6'10", and he is fearless. He's the one talking to the ball. It's like offering up a prayer to the basketball before he shoots it, and he's going to get called on the 10-second rule maybe, but he is a player. You could just see him in the summer. I've watched him twice now, and I say, that kid can play. Right. So all of a sudden, Rockets basketball looks like it's going to be back on the map post-James, obviously, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to... And I didn't think they were going to be overcome. But this kid, Skip, like I said, it looks like he has the makings to being something special. And normally when you give up a talent like James Harden, you suffer for a minute or two. But they might not suffer as long as some of the other teams.
Well, at least they're going to be fun to watch. I'm not saying they're going to
they ain't going to win no playoffs. Ain't nobody talking about that.
All right.
But like you said, yeah, it'd be something to watch.
The other thing I like about Jalen Green, he has not backed off saying Detroit made a mistake. Every interview chance he gets, he says, I still got that chip on my shoulder. And off the floor, when he dresses, he's got huge style. Right. So I like his makeup.
And they were going at each other, Skip.
Whew, were they?
Oh, you think you should have been number one?
Yeah,
let me show you why you weren't number one. Bap, take that with you. Yeah. Oh, you think you went number one, but let me show you why I should have gone number one. So I like the going back and forth. Skip, they're linked. You know how that works, Skip. 1 and 2 will always be linked.
Trey and Luka. Yep.
It's just the way it is.
Yep. And yet, next year, watch when Detroit plays Houston. I'm going to be watching that game, right?
Sometimes, Skip, you just link together. Bird and Magic. Yeah. Not only did they come out in the same draft, now Bird was a pre. You could draft the guy earlier. How would they do? NBA used to do those.
I don't know. They stole Larry Bird, is what they did.
Because they drafted him when he was a junior in college, and he went back and finished up his senior year, and they still owned his rights. And so he and Magic came out together. And Lakers, Celtics. It was just the most fierce rivalry in all of basketball. Yep. But these two going to be... Skip, I don't know if the Rockets in Detroit is going to turn into the Lakers Celtics, but I do believe that and they'll only play each other twice a year unless, go to championship. But I can't wait to see these two guys play each other.
Ditto.
All right. I need your reaction here, guys.